Hi, good morning. My name is Mohammed Alam. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I hope everybody's doing well and staying safe and healthy. My name is Mohammed, like I said, and I'm here to kind of give you an overview of our digital transformation through operations applications. I'll also be joined by Laurel Rietman, who'll give us a quick demo towards the end. Before we start, I'd like to kind of say thank you to our customers. From a very sincere thank you to our customers. In the last couple of weeks, we've received two pieces of independent/analyst feedback where our customers, through the voluntary surveys and feedback that they provide to Gartner, have selected us, and we've been given the Customer's Choice Award for service-centric ERPs for service-centric cloud ERP, which we're very thankful of to our customers. And then also an article that in Forbes through Infotech, where we received literally the best rating across 22 ERPs, based again on feedback and surveys that our customers provided voluntarily to this organization. So thank you to our customers for both of these. And to give you a sense for how well operations apps are doing, obviously the feedback is one part of it. But if you look at some of the stats from a transaction perspective, we're now about 4 years old, and just in the last 12 months, the scale of from a scale of the service perspective, we've processed over 3.5 billion GL transactions, over 13 billion headless commerce API calls, and about 16 billion inventory updates, which is massive from a scale of a service perspective. But perhaps the two numbers that we're very proud of is one, 80% growth year over year for our customers now live in finance and operations in Dynamics 365, which to us means that customers are both in a much accelerated fashion and also in a much more predictable way going live and getting value from Dynamics 365. And that now is on a base of thousands and thousands of customers. And we literally have more than half of our customers that are live, and the rest are actively implementing Dynamics 365. So we're super excited to see the activity and obviously the live usage. The second number we're excited about is 99% of customers are staying current with our monthly updates. And that's phenomenal in that they're able to literally take advantage of every single hour of engineering investment that we're making in the product for their benefit by staying current. It also means, from a customer perspective, that once you've deployed finance and operations, this is hopefully the last ERP that you would have ever deployed and the last upgrade you would have ever done if you're coming from somewhere else, because from this point onwards, these would be a series of seamless updates that you will consume that will be non-breaking. So we're excited about both the growth in the service as well as some of these statistics. We're also excited now to announce some of the partnerships that we've been able to make, and more to come later. Partnerships such as with Kyriba in with the Dynamics 365 for finance, and partnerships with iCIMS and Dynamics 365 for human resources. And then we've got VisionNet, Emisys, and Retail Realm on our commerce application. We are seeing both a lot of interest, and there's a lot of desire on our part as well to partner with some of these industry leading providers out there. One of the topics that's obviously top of mind for a lot of our customers is how do they work through the environment that they're facing today. And we're excited to talk about a few stories that have come out just in the last few weeks where our operations applications have helped customer really weather the challenges and the scenarios that they're facing. The two stories that I'll call out, there's a lot on the slide here, is one with the UK consortium where a lot of large organizations in the UK came together to essentially manufacture ventilators at a very accelerated pace. And they decided to set that up atop Dynamics 365 for supply chain management. And they literally did that implementation in 3 weeks, something that typically takes weeks and months. They were able to accomplish in 3 weeks to be able to get the value out there. The other good example is what the Italian government agency did with leveraging Dynamics 365 for finance and supply chain management to handle both procurement and distribution and allocation of medical supplies in Italy. Besides these two examples, we're also seeing a lot of interest from our customers in digital commerce, of course, as that becomes the main mode of trade. And alongside digital commerce, as commerce grows, so does fraud from an online perspective. We're seeing a lot of interest in our fraud protection offering as well. You can hear and read about some of those stories online as well. There's a link for the UK consortium. So let's talk about our operations applications. And what does operations applications mean? Largely speaking, when we talk about operations applications for Dynamics 365, we allow our customers to run their end-to-end operations across any sort of operations they run, whether they're in the business of making stuff, i.e. if they're manufacturers, whether they're in the business of trading stuff, if they're a wholesale distributor or retailer, as well as if they're in the business of delivering services. And then, of course, on top of all of that, we've got finance and HR as well that you can run your horizontal business processes as well. So that's what we call operations applications in Dynamics 365. And what we're going to do here for the next few minutes is look through the capabilities that are coming in Make, Trade, Service, and Finance and HR to give you a view of where our investments are. If you're in the business of making stuff, i.e. if you're a manufacturer, we're excited about additional investments that we've made in our Dynamics 365 Guides applications, which is based on HoloLens, a mixed reality application that allows you to operate in a heads-up, hands-free fashion, investments that allow you to really do seamless integration with now operational solutions such as MES systems as well. And we really see this transition of Guides not just being a transformative learning application, but now actually being an operational applications with these integrations where customers are using that heads-up, hands-free environment to actually execute operations in their environment. We also continue to make investments in Dynamics 365 supply chain with additional IoT scenarios for connected manufacturing, as well as analytics for overall equipment effectiveness that will be available out of the box in our SCM applications. This, alongside additional investments, are available in a release plan document, but let's kind of keep going through the highlights of what's coming in for customers that are in the business of trade, either distribution or retail and commerce. In February, hopefully everybody remember, we made our e-commerce solution generally available that now has many customers and many sites and many brands that are live, and a lot of customers that are in the process of implementing and deploying our digital commerce solution. We continue to add additional capabilities in our e-commerce solution. Alongside e-commerce, we're also excited, I alluded to this earlier, to continue to add additional scenarios in our fraud protection offering. We had payment protection to begin with. On July 1, we're going to be making account protection generally available that gives you, between both payment protection and account protection, a very comprehensive online fraud protection offering. And with loss prevention, which is available to detect signals and fraud from your physical environments, we now truly have an omni-channel based fraud protection solution that's super differentiated in the market. We're also very excited about the upcoming public preview for our connected store application, which uses computer vision to take observational data coming from cameras and convert them into signals based on which you can get additional insights that before weren't available in a real-time fashion, as well as drive actions now in a much more proactive data-first way than you would have ever been able to before. You'll hear a lot more details in some of the sessions that we'll show you that's coming up here later today on what's coming in our commerce offering, in our supply chain offering with guides, as well as additional capabilities in the product. Let's switch gears and move to service, finance, and HR. We made two broad announcements earlier in the year. One about Finance Insights that is coming on top of our Dynamics 365 finance application that leverages AI now and machine learning to provide our customers with ability to do payment predictions and then kind of take that process all the way to automating your credit collection steps, and then leveraging the same AI capabilities get you intelligent cash flow forecasting as well, something again that is super top of mind for our customers in today's environment. We also announced Project Operations that really brings the goodness of what we had in Project Service Automation alongside the depth of capability that we have in Dynamics 365 for finance, the depth of project capabilities in Dynamics 365 for finance together to really provide a singular, seamless offering that from a functional robustness perspective is really best in class. So we'll be getting into public preview with Project Operations here in a couple of months, and then looking forward to the GA here in the fall timeframe. On the HR side, we rebranded our talent application to Dynamics 365 for human resources, and we're excited about capabilities that we're bringing in for both benefits and leave and absence, both areas that our customers have been requesting capabilities and additional features for. And we're also excited that we're doing this in a way that really makes the makes the employees of our customers a lot more productive by leveraging and doing things in surfaces where they operate already, such as Microsoft Teams. One of the examples that we're going to show you here, that Laurel is going to show you here in a few minutes, is how one of our customers, Rockefeller Capital Management, that went live in Human Resources a few weeks ago, will be leveraging Human Resources, the leave and absence capabilities with Teams for their employees to be able to do seamless leave and absence management in the application. So with that, we'll go to the demo for Teams and Human Resources, and then come back and do questions. Let's roll to the demo.
Today, I want to take the opportunity to show you our new Teams app for Dynamics 365 Human Resources that is aimed at making it easy for employees to manage their time away from work from the applications that they are using every day. I'll also highlight some of the existing capabilities in Dynamics 365 Human Resources to allow HR professionals to get insights into their workforce. Rockefeller Capital Management has recently deployed Dynamics 365 Human Resources to help centralize their workforce data and are looking to roll out employee self-service and leave programs in a future phase. They have also embraced the full gamut of Microsoft technologies, including Microsoft Teams. In fact, they are living in Teams across their organization. Even their clients are leveraging Teams as everyone is remote at home. I'm going to start off today as an employee at Rockefeller Capital Management, Grace Owens, using the new Dynamics 365 Human Resources Teams app to manage my leave. Like many of you, I've been stuck at home working full-time for a few months now, and I'm really feeling some cabin fever. I'm going to use the chatbot to check my leave balances to see what options I have to take some time off work. Now, it looks like I haven't taken vacation in a while and my balances are quite high. I can also see there's a new COVID-19 option. I remember an email from our HR team mentioning this new leave program. I'm going to create a draft leave request for later this month. I want to check with my family to see if those days work for a little vacation at home. And we'll see, take vacation in May. We're going to come in, the bot will create the draft request, and then I'm going to pick the dates. So Labor Day is right around at the end of May, so I'm going to pick some dates right around there. I'm going to save it as a draft. Now, once that draft leave request is created, I'm going to go off and I'm going to check with my family and see what they think about those days. Now, looks like we're right. We have nothing on the horizon from a vacation perspective. Everything is back in 2020. So I'm going to come over to the draft leave request, and we've decided that's a good time for us to take some time off work. But we don't want to burn through all of our vacation, so I'm just going to take Friday off before and Tuesday after to really turn it into a long vacation. Long weekend around Memorial Day, and submit that off to my manager for approval. That's how easy it is to manage my leave requests and view my balances within within Teams app for Dynamics 365 Human Resources. Now I'm going to switch gears for a minute and take on the role of a human resources professional to get a higher level view of how employees are using our leave programs. We have a number of programs to allow employees to take time off work, and I'd like to see which are being used. It's easy to add new leave types, such as the one Microsoft recently introduced, to allow parents to help care for their children during the COVID-19 pandemic. By using the built-in analytics in Dynamics 365 Human Resources, I can see that vacation and PTO balances are up compared to last year. And it looks like more folks have used their sick time. I can also see that not many employees have taken advantage of the new COVID-19 leave program. I really should remind our employees about the benefits available to them and encourage them to take some time off work, even if at home. So for companies like Rockefeller Capital Management, the analytics capabilities in Dynamics 365 Human Resources today and the new Teams app experience coming to public preview at the end of May can allow organizations to nimbly support adding new leave types, allow employees to easily utilize HR capabilities from the applications they are living in day to day, and allow HR professionals to get insights into how their employees are taking advantage of leave programs. If you'd like to be one of the first to try our new Teams app, please sign up to be notified when we release our public preview later in May at aka.ms/D365HR Teams.
Thank you, Laurel. Laurel is our GM of Dynamics 365 Human Resources. This theme of allowing users of our customers being able to operate from the environments and the workspaces that they're already in this case Teams, is something that you're going to see us just do more and more of going forward, all with the mindset of helping our customers make them more productive and more efficient. So with this, just a quick overview of some of the sessions you can expect today. One of the things that's most exciting about MBAS for me is having our product leaders out there in full force, both talking about the things that we've been working on, which you'll see here, as well as kind of getting feedback from all of you in the audience, if you will, from that standpoint. So with that, we'll transition to Q&A and hear from you what's top of mind.
Thanks, Mohammed. We have a few questions from the audience. So the first question that we have for you is, do you see any impact or shift in your engineering priorities and investments as a result of COVID?
So I'll keep the answers short, because anybody who's kind of seen me do Q&A knows sometimes my answers could really take up the whole time, my one or two answers. So I'll keep these short. Hopefully we could do a few in a quick fire rapid fashion. But I think from a COVID perspective, we don't have any major shifts or changes to our roadmap or our plans right now. What we do continue to do as across the entire Microsoft and all of our product organizations is stay close to our customers and see how the environment and how the situation's unfolding. Really stay close to our customers to understand what's top of mind for them, and then be agile and responsive to what our customers need in today's world, as opposed to what the plans we had if they were different 3-4 months ago from there. So we don't anticipate major changes right now. We are looking at which products and offers are more relevant to customers in today's environments versus not, and what changes, if any, need to be made there. So we're staying close, we're being agile, and if we do change anything, we'll make sure we communicate that publicly, and it would hopefully be in alignment with what our customers are asking for.
Wonderful. Okay, another question has come in about a customer running Dynamics on-prem and how should they best prepare to migrate to the cloud?
So I think migrating to the cloud has got a lot of benefits. And migrating to the cloud also requires sort of a different mindset as well. Depending on which version the customers are on, I think it's important to understand what they have from a starting point perspective, and on-prem, what does our cloud solution have today? What are the things that they can leave behind and natively benefit from what's in the solution today? So doing some level of a quick assessment and analysis on if they had a lot of customizations, how can they leave them behind? Looking at where our app is now, and how much progress we've made. In some cases, it's fairly significant differences. If they can snap to it, and having that understanding is important. And then starting the journey small is important. I think typically the on-prem implementations of the last decade or two have been sort of big waterfall projects that have taken years and years and a half or 2 years to kind of get done. Understanding that in the cloud world, it might be easier to kind of start with a function or something is important as well. So both understanding kind of where you are and where the product is today, as well as what's the right place to start to get the value back into the organization and then continue to get better, is probably the two things that I would leave with the audience.
Fantastic. So since you left with 2 tips on that, the next question is kind of about all of the investments we're making. So the investments in the portfolio are amazing to see. And what would you say are going to be your next top 2 priorities?
So, we've had sort of 4 major themes that we've largely stayed aligned to from a product development perspective. And those themes have been continuing to focus on fundamentals, which is performance, usability, compliance, security, privacy, and all the things that kind of falls in it. Beyond fundamentals, which we'll continue to invest in essentially semester over semester, forever for that matter. The 3 other priorities for us have been completing the core to 80%. There's a lot of capabilities that our customers are looking for in the application. We're going to continue to go do that. And then the third one is more around data and AI. How do we really fundamentally change business processes, as you've heard James talk about, as you've heard some of us talk about before as well? How do we take data that's now coming from everywhere and make those processes both intelligent and proactive, as opposed to what used to be reactive form-based experiences in the past. That continues to be our priority, and we've spent a lot of energy on that, on things like finance insights, with what we're doing with fraud protection, and we're doing with connected store, if you will, and connected manufacturing. So those are examples of kind of what we're doing on the data and AI side. That's the third one. The fourth one for us has been making sure that the apps seamlessly work together from a cross-business process perspective. So one Microsoft, if you will, and some significant investments coming here literally in this summer and this spring and summer that for us really completes the story in a major way. So those have been the four themes. I think the top two for me right now is continuing to make the processes intelligent for our customers, because what our customers are looking for is not just another transactional tool. I think what people are really after these days, based on what we hear from customers, is how can they partner with us in a journey to make their organizations digitally transform and be more intelligent and smarter and more proactive, as opposed to having to just kind of do transactions, but now in a different system. So we'll continue to invest in that, and that's going to be our core priority. I'll say the second one, particularly with the environment that we're in today, is staying close to our customers and listening to their needs and being super responsive. So based on what that is, I think it could kind of shape what we do, what we don't, just to make sure that we are there for our customers, which we have many, many thousands now from that perspective. So those I would say are top two priorities from where we stand today, but they're kind of largely aligned with the four themes that we've had for about a couple of years now in the product. Okay, Shelly, I think we might have lost you. So I'll kind of read the next question here till you're back. When are we expecting Dynamics 365 project operations to be available for preview? So project operations, our plan is for us to have that in preview here, essentially in the June timeframe, early summer, earlier midsummer, if you will, with a GA based on the feedback that we get from our customers in the fall timeframe as well. So you'll hear more information from us as to when that's coming. We're starting to work with some early private preview customers and prospects now, but we expect public preview to start here in the summer timeframe, and then aiming for a GA in fall. Shelly, you're back?
I am back, yes. Thank you for your patience.
We did the project operations question while you were gone.
Oh, wonderful. So how about this one that came in? What is keeping you up at night?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think whenever somebody asks me that question, this is the question that keeps me up at night as to how do I answer that? That's my little ones. But I think the two things, and it seems like a repeat answer, but I'll say that anyway. I think we're all facing some very uncertain times around the world, literally, all at the same time. So I think what's keeping me up at night is making sure we stay close to our customers. We listen to them, what's top of mind. We listen to how the world is changing and what are the needs of the consumers and the customers of our customers, and then be ready from a Microsoft perspective to be able to support our customers so they can take care of their customers in a most effective manner in terms of how expectations are changing, how workplace is changing, how consumers are changing from an expectations perspective. If you look at commerce just isn't what it used to be a few months ago. There's very different expectations, and for us to essentially come back and being able to offer those capabilities to our customers is top of mind. So top of mind, what keeps me up right now is essentially making sure we can stay responsive and agile to what the needs of our customers are, and essentially our customers, and help them sort of work through the challenges that they have and the opportunities that they have that an environment like this creates.
Wonderful. Laurel, a question for you. Does the Dynamics 365 HR application support recruiting processes?
Thanks, Shelly. So with back in December, we made some announcements around our strategic investments in human resources, and we're no longer investing directly in recruiting within the Dynamics 365 HR app. We're partnering with our friends at LinkedIn to integrate with Talent Hub, and as Mohammed shared earlier in the presentation, also with some great partners in the industry like iCIMS. And within Dynamics 365 Human Resources, we're building in the workflows and the APIs to make it really easy for our customers to start those recruiting requests from within HR, push them over to their applicant tracking system of choice, and then when the recruiting is complete, pull those candidates back into the HR application. So really excited about being able to leverage great partners in the ecosystem like LinkedIn and iCIMS and others to really support our end-to-end HR workflows.
Fantastic. So, Mohammed, earlier in one of your replies, you talked about the integration that we're doing to make things better and easier. So, a question has come in about integrating between all of the various Microsoft products. So, is the end vision to build a massive interconnected network of all products? Currently, it's possible to implement some of the integration using Power Automate and Logic apps, but is the end goal to really have full integration without any customization?
I think the end goal is for our customers to be able to leverage all the goodness that we have with Microsoft when they do decide to use all of the things in a seamless, connected way. It doesn't mean that we would create dependencies that you have to use all of these things or these X components for you to get the value of Y if that's what you want to use. But the idea is, if there is something that we do from a Microsoft perspective, you should need to take on the burden to connect them or do a custom integration between those offerings. And that's essentially that fourth theme of investment as well, which is One Microsoft. And that frankly goes beyond just what used to be finance and operations, finance and SCM and customer engagement apps, but it goes across all the different apps and all the different clouds that we have as well. If you look at the integrations and the amount of energy we spend in making sure there's a seamless Office integration, if you look at scenarios like Teams and how the leave and absence capability lights up in Teams as well, the idea is if you do kind of bet that your transformation and that journey and kind of partner up with Microsoft, we should be able to kind of provide you an experience that works out of the box, seamless, so you don't have to kind of worry about which product is where from a value perspective. But that at the same time still will give you the optionality to be able to consume components without having to go use the whole thing. And then all of it is still atop our platform, which gives you the sort of low-code, no-code extensibility options, such as Power Automate and others, to leverage and do things that might not be out of the box for you to kind of complete the scenarios that you're looking for. So the intent certainly is all Microsoft should work seamlessly as much as possible. And I think that's something we continue to chip away at semester over semester, but it's not at the expense of this becoming a huge monolithic thing that will only work together.
Some of the newer apps that are part of the portfolios, such as guides and fraud protection, are really based on the immersive technologies for mixed reality and AI. How are you seeing this influence the other apps in your portfolio as well?
So a very significant level of impact. I think from a worldview perspective, if somebody had asked me this question 3 or 4 months ago, I think our view has been these perception and mixed reality applications from an operations perspective at least will be the future of how people run operations in 3 to 5 years from now. And hence the investments that we need to make today in these technologies to make sure when we're ready for that future when it comes. But in the last 3 months, what the world's gone through is essentially accelerated that end state of 3 to 5 years to essentially, in some cases, being now. And that's what our customers are telling us. Like some of the conversations we've been in literally this week and last week is mixed reality in the workplace with remote assistant guides are things people are now actively deploying now because it allows you to do things in a way that they thought we'd have another 3 to 5 years to get to, but it's now a necessity for us to go do things around computer vision and the scenarios it can unlock. I think we had a set of scenarios in terms of how a retail environment work and the insights that it can add by taking computer vision and video image from the store to convert into signals. Today, given sort of social distancing and some of the COVID scenarios, that can also apply additional scenarios on top of it that customers need literally now as they think about opening up their physical locations to customers as well. So we have always believed that mixed reality and perception will be the future of operations. We thought collectively, based on the signals from what we get from our customers, that future was about somewhere between 3 to 5 years out. But what we've seen is that time frame really get pulled back based on the needs and the reality of today.
Wonderful. Well, I think we have time that we could squeak in one last question. So Laurel, this one is for you. Are there existing or any planned APIs for third-party payroll, HR, timekeeping vendors?
Absolutely. So I think when we think about our opportunity with human resources, it's such a broad ecosystem. We're really looking at how do we leverage APIs and integrations to support the end-to-end. And right now, recruiting is one of those key ones, as we mentioned earlier. Payroll is going to be critically important as well. And we'll look at other surface areas where we really want to leverage strong solutions in the marketplace to integrate, and we'll be bringing those over time, built on top of the common data service, to really support the broad ecosystem of providers across those areas.
Wonderful. Well, I think that wraps up our session. Thank you, Mohammed and Laurel. And thank you, everyone, for joining our call today. We really appreciate it. And thanks to the experts who have been behind the scenes answering your questions in case we weren't able to get to them. So I hope you guys have a rest of a great Business Application Summit. Thanks.
Thank you all. Bye.